So yesterday, me and Brett and my wife and my daughter, we went to the Mets game. We sat Hyundai Club. It's basically a wedding and a Mets game. The whole thing's catered, free food. I was a little disappointed with the carving station. They had
not much going on.
They had turkey. And the bacon was excellent, and it's all the hot dogs and stuff you could eat. It's fantastic.
They had some pancakes. They had some other stuff.
The blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, they had the burgers going with the hot dogs and the nachos, but...
great seats. The seats are the best seats in the house.
Beautiful day. It was actually a little too warm at some points. It was hot, but then we got in the shade towards the second half of the game.
Yeah. I didn't miss too much of the game with my daughter. I did take her into the thing for about an inning. Now, here's the gripe I have. Okay, those are expensive seats. It's a club. It's a beautiful club. You got a buffet, carving station, everything. Why can't I watch the whole game from the inside? Why do they have it? They have more. You could see more of the game from that club than you can from the other clubs. But they cut it off at third base. Why can't you just make it so I can watch the game from inside the club?
It's so close to being a cool spot to watch it too, because they actually have these they have these cool reclining chairs.
Yeah, it's great.
Really comfortable. You're nice and air conditioned. It was nice to get a break.
Cuts off at third base.
You can't see anything down the line, which might also be the entire end of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have seen the entire double down the line to win the game.
Do you think they do that? Do you think they did that because it was just architecture like that, or did they do that because they don't want the empty seats? Or did they do that because, do they not want everybody in there watching the game and have that whole section basically be empty a lot of times?
No, I think it's because of structural support.
See, I don't know. I think
I think if they had the option, they would have had a window in every spot. But there's a point where you have to pick and choose. There's a point where you can't just have everybody has
that you can watch, except the one out in the outfield. Yeah, where you sit and have dinner.
No, I get that. It should be it should be more. Yeah, which is fine.
The one behind the plate in the upper deck, that Jim Beam Club. You could see the whole field, except they cut off home plate.
Right, you can't see
come on.
Yeah, no, that's it's.
What are you doing here?
It's something that for as nice as it is, and that's the stuff that they've added that they never had in Shea Stadium, were these extra clubs. They had the basic suites, but they didn't have all the extra clubs, which is it's huge money because they need people to come to the games that don't care about baseball. You want someone to come to a game that goes, I'm there for the buffet, I'm there for the drinks, I'm there for the bar, I can go sit in a comfortable spot.
So now I was excited. We were going to see Bob Usler because he sits in their section, and he's already taken me to a game this year. He promised me, but I figured we'd see him, we'd hang out with him, and where was he?
They were sitting right next to the dugout, front row, because they were getting honored. Him and the other WFAM.
Steve Summers.
Minko was there.
Was Minko there?
No, that's who was there, and Francesa. It was the four of them. That's the four guys who were, and Mike Francesa.
Oh, I didn't. I just saw him and Summers.
No, it was all four of them.
What were they getting honored for? Did I miss?
They're just he didn't tell us yet. So during the game, Bob's texting with Bob Husler, and he's like, "No, I'll tell you the story about it after." So it's after. We still haven't heard the story.
Yeah. No, he'll text me.
No, of course. But he was But they laughed because I heard them talking on after the game on Evan and Tiki about them being there. So that's how I heard that everybody else was at the game. And they were like, who do you think actually stayed? He goes, they said on Evan Tiki, they looked like they were having the most miserable time ever. And I laughed.
Bob Usler was having a blast.
Bob Usler was having a blast. Let me tell you, as the Mets were going up in extras and they're down by 2.
He's clapping, going crazy. Yep. He's the biggest cheerleader.
He was going, anybody. He was rooting them on. He even, after Alonso made an out, he's like, it's okay.
Yeah, because they were right next to the dugout, the first row.
It was, and he was going, but I was like, yep. He's like, who do you think the other stayed for the end of the game? He's like, probably not.
If the Mets
you think Francesa made it to the end?
Yeah, I would say Francesa. If the Mets had a celebrity row, that's where it would be. That's where they were.
It was nice. They honored him. They put him on the big screen.
Yeah.
They talked to
I thought it was just him and Summers. Okay,
no, it was we missed the rest of Francesa and Minka.
And then after the game, we'll get to the game in a second, but after the game, we run into Francesa's buddy.
Yep.
Frank the Tank.
I'm
not a Frank the
Barstool.
Tank guy. But it was pretty cool to meet them. But I'm not a Frank the Tank. You like Frank the Tank?
I don't
his act is, come on.
No, it's not even his act. He's just a curmudgeon type of guy. There's not much to it.
I went up to him. Brett goes, "There's Frank the Tank." I go, "Come on, we're getting the picture." And I was like, "Come on." I was like, "Frank, let me get a picture." He's like, "I ain't taking any pictures." I was like, "Come on." I turned him around, and my wife had the camera,
and I bounced on the other side. Didn't even know I was coming.
I'm pointing at the camera, so
that
was great.
Nah, it was. You know what? He's become a very known Mets fan. He's big deal with Barstool Sports and all those guys, and that's
I don't like that he's bigger than Cowbell Man, and Cowbell Man should be the biggest Mets fan. Right?
You know what it is with Frank, though? But you look at, Cowbell Man went out seeking to be Cowbell Man. Pin Guy or Pin Man went out to be Pin Man. And when I look back, Frank just showed up to games.
Now he's Frank. What about the new guy?
Who
the guy who dresses in all the, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, the guy who, because they had the one rally when they showed the guy's picture. And
shows up, he's there every day now.
Well, of course, he's smart, because we realized that he's never going to his regular job every day.
Yeah, but do you want to be that guy? Like what he wears and stuff?
These guys, you have to realize, the new generation doesn't care what guy they are as long as they're the guy.
They want to be an influencer.
They don't care what it is. It's the same thing as anything. They don't have an agenda. Their only agenda is fame. And let me tell you, that guy's probably not even a Mets fan. I hear what you're saying. There's a very good chance that was a random guy at a game who isn't a Mets fan.
It might be.
From that one moment decided, oh my God, he had no intention on ever going to a Mets game again.
He doesn't even watch baseball.
No, and now he's like, I'm going every single day.
I've yet to ever be influenced by an influencer on anything, so I don't know what the big deal is. They all think they deserve free stuff. I was reading this article there, how this lady was baking. She was a baker or something, and the influencer was like, "Oh, I want you to bake the cake," and she goes, "Okay, it's going to cost this." And the influencer said, "Oh, well, I'm going to give you, so I usually don't pay for stuff." And
none of that. No, none of that. No, and let me tell you, it's crazy how quickly it picks up, because I look over and we got a CO from work, and him and his son start a little TikTok thing where it's him and he's making fun of his Italian dad who talks funny from Long Island. Nope, no longer works there. Now they're the ones, if you go watch a Gillette commercial, it's them two doing the Gillette commercial. And I'm talking run all day, every day. And you look and it's, the Italian guy and his son. Nope, that's a CO I was working with only last year.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Now the guy's retired, collecting his pension, and they're get advertising dollars and TikTok stars making money.
I mean, I don't know why are we still going to work, Brett? Why are we still going to work?
We got to come up with a hook.
Good show here.
No, we need. Let me tell you why. I can tell you how it's going to happen. It's going to be either the Knicks or the Rangers winning winning the championship. It's going to be the Jets winning the championship. It's going to be the Mets
We're
friends
with all the WFAN hosts. We know all of them. I text with them and everything, and we're still sitting here going to work. Well, I don't go to work.
No, you got it. No. I'm telling you, you got to you keep that stuff up, and the other doors will open up. It's going to take one singular little thing. It's going to be one dumb thing that we pick up on first, that we put out there, and we just attach it,
So in the fifth inning yesterday, it looked like a long day. 3-run homer. Hauser gives up a 3-run homer, and we're just sitting there. We're like, oh, it's 4-1, 5-1, and it just looks like it's going to be one of those days. Lindor, who banged in sick, comes off of the bang-in list. In the fifth inning, he showed up late to it. He's like, you know what? Put me in.
You get overtime for that? Time and a half?
No, he doesn't get time and a half.
You got it with PTO.
They banged him in already.
You PTO'd. And now you get time and a half.
Nah,
it's
OT.
I
don't think he does. But I'll tell you what he gets. He got 4 RBIs. He got 2 extra base hits. The great play by the catcher on the throw by...
It was.
By what's his face? By Marte, who had 2 outfield assists.
In extras.
At the plate in extra innings. The first one was not a great throw. That was a great pick by the catcher. A great short hop, a tough play. To get the tag on and hold on to the ball.
Navarez can't hit for a lick. He's going to hit into a double play twice a game. Yeah. Twice a game. That play right there was so important. The Mets lose that game. Baby B never cries, and it's not a good ending for us.
No, and that was important. Listen, you want to split that series, right? The Cubs came in playing well. The Mets are they take just like the Knicks series. The Mets have taken a weird route to get to where they are, but they're where we thought they would be. They're a 500 team. They're right there. They had the 0-5, 1-6, and then 10-3, and they took a weird way to get there.
We just have JD Martinez really listen. The guy just started getting in the lineup in the last week. It's going to take some time. We have Kodai Senga probably coming back in the next month, maybe 6 weeks. And then you look and we have, now all of a sudden, because listen, our pitching is hung on there. Our starting pitching hasn't been good enough. Our bullpen's been great.
Severino's been good.
Oh my God.
Reed Garrett is out of the best reliever in baseball.
Unbelievable. And you look and you go, we got help on the way. Hauser hasn't been pitching well, but right now they're about to plug in. Starting tomorrow's Christian Scott being called up. He's been absolutely on fire in AAA. The guy's, striking out 13 batters every 9 innings. He's only walking 2. He does give up the long ball once in a while, but suppose he's found his control. He's lighting it up in AAA, and tomorrow he will be making his Mets and Major League debut versus the Tampa Bay Rays down in St. Pete.
In front of 75
And let me tell you, he's not going anywhere. He's going to come up. That kid is going to pitch well, and this is going to be the next great. You're hearing it here. The next great Mets homegrown pitcher. You know what that means.
How many times have we said that?
You know what that means. That means greatness year 1. That means Tommy John year 2. That means World Series year 3. Not going to win it. Not going to win it. Not winning it. Not winning it.
Then free agency to another team.
Free agency for the Yankees. Yankees dynasty.
I mean, I'm so reserved on any pitchers coming. Come on, we said through Generation K. Gooden.
You know why I like this guy? Nobody's talking about him.
You're right.
That's my favorite.
I didn't know much about him. I still don't know much about him.
And let me tell you this. I brought this guy up to you guys weeks ago as he was pitching well in the minors. I know you guys aren't paying attention. But
and so did Husler when he was
that's good. No, I'm a little surprised. And you know what the Mets are doing this year that they didn't do in the past? In the past, they'd be like, oh, let him keep doing it. We already have our starting pitchers. No, I'm telling you, this year you're going to see Scott up. You're going to see Acuna up soon enough playing second base.
I want to see.
And you're going to see McNeil pushed out to left, Nimmo platooning over there. Those three. McNeil, Nimmo, and Bader are going to be sharing some time in the outfield.
But that's like a problem switch with McNeil, right?
There's a problem.
Signed McNeil. And you know he doesn't want to play the outfield. You know he wants to play second base. He's gonna be pissed. He's gonna bait and switch.
He might get traded. Then he might get traded at some point. But let me tell you,
he will, because
the problem is someone's going down when that happens. And you know who that is? DJ Stewart.
Yeah, well, you know what, DJ, I'm sick. I didn't like that DJ Stewart got doubled off of first base. It looked like a non-hustle. He didn't slide when he was going back in. And I like DJ Stewart, and he was good last year, but there's a million DJ Stewarts out there, right? DJ Stewart's the diamond dog.
See, and people, we don't have enough spots for the guys who are coming up, especially if you have Vientos.
DJ Stewart's back Franco.
If you have Vientos who might make his way up, if you have Acuna making their way up, these guys got to go somewhere. And let me tell you, they're not minor leaguers. Like DJ Stewart
is another one. He's not. He has one big home run.
But some of these guys are going to get traded. Watch, I'm telling you, at this deadline.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it.
Someone will be traded. I don't know if it's going to be Vientos.
Who wants DJ Stewart?
No, someone will take a bat. The guy's a DH. They will take a bat. The guy can hit. The guy hits home runs.
He's
exactly. But you take something. You know what I mean? You can package him with something else at this point. And let me tell you, you know who else is probably leaving at the deadline? And we can not want it all we want. Pete Alonso.
No, I don't think so. I think
there is a very good chance Pete Alonso gets dealt. If the Mets are
if they're in it,
if they're 3, 4, or 5 games out, and we're hit the deadline day, there is a very good chance the Mets decide we're getting something instead of nothing, and he still wants to come back, or he then gives in to an extension,
comes back,
or it spurs the extension, because Alonso's making it pretty clear he wants to be here. That's the worst decision he's ever made. He needs to act like he wants to be somewhere else.
Yeah, he's getting plenty of money. I mean,
no, his biggest thing is he wants to be a Met. I know that sounds crazy, and guys are like, whatever.
That's cool.
That's going to be what. He's going to have to give in, and this is one of the first guys who's going to have to give a real hometown discount to stay here.
But why should he have to give a discount?
Because they don't want him. They don't want him. I'm telling you, they're willing to go take another first baseman that'll hit 215 and hit 40 home runs. Because there's other ones out there. I know it sounds crazy. He may hit 50 a couple years, but guys hit 40 all the time now. I know it sounds crazy, but little guys are hitting 40.
No, he leads the league in home runs most years, right? He's right there. He leads the league. So yes, everybody's hitting 40. He's hitting 50.
I know, but and
he's a decent first baseman.
It's what the number that you're gonna. The biggest thing he has on his side is he plays all the games. He doesn't get injured. He plays all the games. Who would you rather have?
I'll tell you what. Keep sliding head first in the home. You're not going to play all the games.
Would you rather have Pete Alonso, same contract? Even contract, doesn't matter what you're paying.
Or
Pete Alonso for 150, or Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge stinks this year. First of all, Aaron Judge, they're worried about Aaron Judge.
I would be worried about him too. Or, okay, but someone like Aaron Judge for 120, or even like Juan Soto for only 120. Say if you only got him for 120. As opposed to Alonso for 150.
Oh, I don't think we have to worry. We're not supposed to have to worry about that anymore, Brett. That's the whole point with getting Steve Cohen.
If you're not on the field, you're not that good. I'll tell you that much. You have to. And Alonso's biggest thing is being on. The field.
The best ability is availability. I get it.
I really hope they come to some kind of agreement. But I'm telling you, David Stearns has proven he doesn't care. He will let him go. This is not his guy. He didn't grow up with this guy. He knows this guy's going to cost him top dollar. He can go get any top dollar guy he wants to go get. And now let me tell you, maybe they want Alonso, maybe they don't. They are playing chicken right now, and I think they're going to trade him.
I think he's going to free Boris, right? Boris doesn't let his guys sign. He talked
Boris
all
got
kinds
killed
of stuff.
this offseason. He got absolutely crushed this offseason. All of his guys signed into the season, if not right before the season. They did not sign long-term deals at all, anybody. And 2 of his clients dumped him, including Jordan Montgomery, at the last second because it went so bad.
And what about Trout? Trout's now out, it looks like.
Trout's another one.
Trout's the most disappointing. He's had the worst career for an all-time great, which he is. He's had the worst career. He's played in like 2 playoff games. He gets hurt now in the... he said it's the worst. You feel bad for him. And he likes it out there for some reason. He's got to leave, right? Mike Trout, you're basically
because you know
Mickey
why
Mantle.
when you're out there and you're playing for the Angels, you can go out and be hurt every day, and you can go out and nobody's gonna notice. If that happened in New York, they'd be like, "You're the biggest bust." You'd be Jacob DeGrom's story. That's why DeGrom wants.
He's big enough. Trout is a great, an all-time.
No, he's not a bust. He's not a bust. He's an injured. He's an injured great.
Plays on bad teams. They can't win. The Angels, as bad as the Mets are and as cursed as we think they are, the Angels are worse. They had Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle with Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, and they went and they played 3 playoff games in like 10 years. They suck.
The model David Stearns is taking is not going to be about let's get the most expensive guys and bring them in. It's going to be about farm system. And you know what? Pete Alonso is going to give them the opportunity to go get even more guys. And
listen, they can
still get him. And then if they're out of it, Alonso's going. If they're out of it.
Okay, but what's out of it? 7 out, 6 out?
5 out?
Okay,
I'd say 5 out. Is it 5 out of that second wild card spot in late July?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Now, if we don't find our viral moment and we don't become influencers from this, are you applying for Mr. Met?
Oh yeah. No, I've looked into the credentials and I'm CPR certified.
Okay.
I'm not an accountant.
They want Mr. Met to balance the books.
Yeah.
Of his department. See, and then you have to have previous mascot. Who has previous mascot experience?
No, that happens.
Was that the Duck from the Ducks?
Yeah.
Like, is that like he moves up and he becomes Mr. Met?
No. See, no, that's it. I personally have mascot experience.
What's your mascot experience?
No problem. Save a Library, Curious George.
I think that's more like Halloween, right?
It's no, Bob.
Would you put? Okay, I'm going. Now you're
It was
applying.
Not Halloween.
Now
it was not. It was a regular thing. I would be Curious George.
I want you to apply, and I want you to
go
old.
To the Curious George. Hot. You know how hot it is in there. Have you know what it's like sitting at that game yesterday? We baked, right? It was baking
at one point.
That
hot. It was like 80 degrees.
Put on the Mets costume mid-July.
But it's not a whole costume, right? You're wearing a uniform.
The head.
And the head.
No, the head is the whole heat. The heat's in the head, Bob. You know what the smell is in there?
Now they're looking for...
Do you know the smell?
Yeah, but it's your smell, right?
No, it's some... No. You think they're like, we're making you a custom head?
Yeah, I think you get a new one. I don't think you're wearing the
your
old
books
one.
And you think they're bringing in a custom head. Do they give you like an oversized book to do the books?
Yeah.
And with a big pen?
Pencil?
Yeah, that's how I imagine it is. Now, what's your office like? Do you get a view of the stadium?
No.
Or is it a closet?
No, your office...
Because the executive office is like...
You don't get a view of the field. No,
Why?
You don't get a view. Because you don't. Because you
need inspiration.
Now they're hiring a Mrs. Met too. Let me ask you this. Does Mrs. Met have to be a female? Do you think Mrs. Met maybe isn't a female? Or
It does not have to. I'll tell you. And it doesn't
Obviously it doesn't.
It doesn't. Right. It doesn't have to. It better be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think they've
had a time? Get in trouble?
Do you think anybody, they've had a time where we didn't have anybody that Joe had to put on the Mrs. Met and be Mrs. Met?
Oh, definitely.
And do you think, would you do that if you were Mr. Met and they were like, listen, we got the old guy back for a couple days. Stacy can't make it. We need you to be Mrs. Met for this week.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would have no problem. Listen, I was Curious George, and that's an ambiguous character.
Yeah, it's asexual.
Right?
Curious George is asexual.
So
he's curious. He's curious. He tries all kinds of things.
He will. He'll try out a Mrs. Meta costume.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I could see. Listen, I know, but they really are asking some crazy stuff. But the thing is, the starting salary is better than Caitlin Clark's making.
Does a mall Santa Claus apply? Work as mascot experience? That's a tough gig, mall Santa Claus.
No, well,
Easter Bunny.
It is also seasonal, so you could do both. You could be Mr. Met and Santa Claus.
I think Mr. Met's busy around Christmas time because you got to go to stuff like my cousin had Mr. Met at his wedding.
Yeah,
it's like $1,000 or whatever it is. You have Mr. Met show up and he runs around for an hour and then he leaves. But like you got to do stuff like that. Like I don't want to do that. right? Are there multiple Mr. Mets? If Mr. Met if there's a Mets game and Mr. Met has booked at a wedding, are there multiple Mr. Mets?
Yeah, no, that's why they're hiring Mr. Met as like the next guy. They're looking for the head of the Mr. Mets.
The City like Field Mr.
Right.
Met.
Listen, think about it. See, that's what I would sign up for this job, but I'd be like, listen, in my contract, I need to have the ability to now start a network of Mr. Mets. Do you know what I mean? No, listen.
There's a lot of people that want this job. You're not negotiating that. You
are
coming in here with Curious George experience and negotiate making demands.
No. See, the problem is every other Mr. Met guy is going to go in there and think small time. They're going to think, how much can I go and work? And I'm going to go, no, you don't understand. I'm ready to expand this Mr. Met empire. Everybody. I'm talking, listen, we're going to have Mr. Mets in 20 birthday parties a day. You want to maximize your dollars?
Steve Cohen is not the man in the yellow hat, Brett. It's not going to be the same thing.
No, it is. It is. And I'm telling you right now, we got a shot at this. Are we talking pension?
No. Definitely not. The pay is between, and this is a large pay range. I don't know where they get this. It's between $69,000 and $90,000. Now, who gets 90 and who gets 69?
Now,
what's it? Does Curious George, you coming in no experience, they're going to give you 70,000, Brett.
Do you have to get approval from like the previous Mr. Mets? Is that is it like a board of former Mr. Mets?
Is Steve Cohen in on it at all? Or do they just come and they go, we made the hire? Is he in on it at all? Does he want to meet the guy before he gets hired? Approve it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He does. He does.
Do the players want to? Do any players want? Is Nimmo like? I kind of just wanted to see. I just want to put my my 2 cents in on who I think should get it.
I think McNeil's probably got the best shot at ending up as Mr. Met by the end of the year right now.
I think Scott, if he comes up.
Has anybody ever won a batting title and been Mr. Met?
No. Mr. Met's one of the iconic mascots.
He is.
Professional sports, Mr. Met's it.
Who's now, let's just wing
Philly Fanatic.
Top 5.
Philly Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic? That's what I was going to say. That was Philly Fanatic for sure.
The Mr. Met is definitely there.
Yeah. No, Mr. Met is like the iconic, feature.
No college, right? Pros?
It's a toss-up.
Because college you could do like...
college is good. I mean, you have like the...
You have Uga, the dog.
Oh, wasn't there... didn't the Indians have the Indian come out? Didn't they have
I don't think
Mr. what was his name?
The one on the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, good. No, we can't. Not allowed.
What about...
I can't think of anything too good, to be honest with you.
I can't either. Philly Fanatic is all I got, right?
No,
there's got to be
those. Yeah, because he's...
What about the Marlins? The Marlin guy. Not the Marlin guy who sits behind the plate. The Marlin that dresses up like a Marlin, right?
No, yeah, it's no good.
What about the Braves? The Braves have some weird things.
It's so great. So that reminds me actually a lot, because today I'm watching some video, and it's of an old Braves game.
And Gary Cohen?
I can't remember, but it's just the only thing I saw was like at the end of it, the Bat Boy runs out, and it's like Pocahontas in it's the full Native American uniform. They run out as the Brave and get the bat. And so they had the Bat Boys dressed up as Native Americans.
What about Florida State with the guy comes out on the horse and he's got the thing?
Yeah.
That's pretty good too. So
Georgia Bulldog?
Well, listen, I want the auditions are May 15th. If you wanna get in there, I mean, I don't see any reason why you're not gonna get. It's like getting free season tickets, right? Well, you think he gets to watch? You think he watches any of the game? But he's all over the place, right? He's doing things.
No, you
get the t-shirt gun. Go do this.
That's not how it goes. You come out there, you are dying and sweating. You run back in. They gotta
have some kind of...
It's not like that.
At this point, 2024, it's still just a huge...
You run back in and you are dying, Bob. You take the head off. You're getting caught, and then a kid walks by and sees you without the head on.
Well, here's what happened. I went to the game with our friend Ryan McGordy, right? 2 years ago, I think it was. We good seats right behind the plate, down in that lower level, like real good seats. And Mr. Met, and he was there with his son. Mr. Met was like 2 sections over. He's waving to him. Mr. Met didn't wave because he's 2 sections over. Yeah. Goes in. The kid cried for like 2 innings.
Yeah.
Like it's a big deal.
Now
my daughter has yet to see Mr. Met or recognize, but that's a big deal. Like that happens. Yeah. The kid's 2 sections over and he's crying because you didn't wave to him. That's a lot of issues there. It's like it's a bad job. I don't think it's a good job, right? Is it not a good job? How do you get into that?
I told you, Bob. You start at the library. You put on the hot, and you decide right there. I'm telling you, there's a moment as a 16-year-old me, I put that head on and I said, I need to go to college.
Like, how does Thanksgiving go? Did you meet a girl? Did you meet a girl? Nah, what are you doing? Did you get a job? Well, yeah, I'm being Mr. Met. You know, I'm Curious George.
No, because that's the problem is then once you're that.
What did you say? You just told, because I knew you back then. And I just thought you worked at the library. So I didn't know anything about Curious George until 10 minutes ago.
I worked in the children's section.
Yeah, I worked in the children's section.
And I would go in there. And when I wasn't just putting away the books and making sure they were all in the right orders, which, by the way, children aren't kind when it comes to taking books off the shelf and throwing them everywhere.
I thought you were the guy who, like, you smoked pot with us and then you went to the library.
No. I went to the library first.
So listen, I wish you luck, Brett. I hope you get it. So,
no, I'm telling you, the moment you have that head on, you'll never do it again.
No, I can't. I can't imagine a 2024.
Pop, we almost didn't make it through a buffet in a 75-degree day. We were like, it's too hot and sunny.
Hot. It was hot. It was hot until the shade hit.
But let me tell you, as they have the walk-off, one of the coolest things. Now, let me tell you, B was awesome. Bethany was the best. Bob's daughter was unbelievable. She's going to be a year old in about 2 weeks.
She was crying.
But all of a sudden, when it erupts, and it started with Marte throwing the guy out at the plate, and we go crazy, and B just starts bawling. And I turned to Bob, and we're hoping for a walk-off at this point, and I was like, you know what? Let's hope she cries some more.
She was crying when we were walking in, though. And I said, no. Mets fans, we cry on the way out.
Yeah, no, that's it. No, but she really had a blast. We had so much fun hanging out with her.
Pictures are online.
Sarah had a great time. And
free food. What did you pay? $100 that ticket?
Yeah, it was great. It was a good deal, man, all around. Nice.
I was disappointed at the carving set. I wanted like a roast beef or something, right?
It was, no. It's generic food. If you went to eat that every day, it's not, once in a while.
Yeah, but you would eat it every day. Then it's ice cream. It's all the ice cream you can eat. All the hot dogs. I had like 3 hot dogs. Look at this. I had like
all
3
the Cracker Jacks you want.
It's a nightmare.
No, it was worth it.
It's great, but it's a nightmare. So that's it for today, Brett. We got the Knicks on Monday.
Yep.
We got the Rangers on Sunday. Whew. We got the Scott tomorrow on Saturday.
Yep.
Full weekend.
Catch it. You're gonna look back and be like, I saw his first start.
You know what else we got on Saturday, Brett? The running of the roses, the Kentucky Derby, which we didn't have. What's his face on? We'll get him on.
I spoke with Ryan, our good friend Ryan Vasey, about it today, and he picking his long shots without even looking at the odds, just based on the names.
From what I understand, it's not. There's not great horses, but we'll see how it goes.
There's like 20 horses in the race.
Yeah, so there's always 20 horses in the race. So we'll see. So that does it for us. For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters. Don't forget to sign up for the
cornhole tournament.
I don't even know what it is. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Don't forget to sign up. You can find it at our website. Subscribe, leave us reviews, the whole 9. For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters. See ya.